you uncensored.
High-dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Robert Marawa, live on 947.
It's a great goal, what a finish!
Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. We keep making sporting history, changing and re-engineering sports on the continent and the world.
It's a Wednesday today, which really means
Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Well, a big welcome, 947 Joburg, are you okay? Well, a big welcome as well to Rise FM, Sowetan Live, as well as Vuma FM. Hashtag MSW 0607080484. That is the WhatsApp voice note number. Interactive as always from beginning to the end of the show. And remember as well, I think that's the part a lot of you have been missing, is that the show is live streaming every day on YouTube /947 Joburg. You'll catch us there. Also live audio streaming. Whatever the option is, you can watch and listen or just choose to listen. On the road, we would prefer for you to just simply listen. Don't be distracted. Let us be the distraction. Well, I look forward to a great bumper show because you know what? When you have a great guest like the one that I'm going to be introducing to you shortly, then you simply know that his advancement in football has been that great. Then we simply know as well that he's having a season of his life. I don't know what has gone on. I don't know what new diet he's on. He will share it. He will tell us. But all I know is that as a football lover, I am loving everything that I'm seeing about him and what he's achieving right now. But talking about achieving, where were you in the wee hours of this morning? I know it's soccer nights, but we cannot move away when there's history that's being made worldwide and everybody is celebrating. Everybody's in awe. Everybody is just unbelievably in a space where you say, wow, was I alive to actually witness this? And I'm talking about A-list celebrities packing the Crypto Dot Arena to see LeBron James breaking the NBA all-time scoring record. The LA Lakers took on Oklahoma City Thunder last night. LeBron James overtaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's long-standing NBA career scoring record. The Los Angeles Lakers star scored 38 points to surpass Abdul-Jabbar's milestone of 38,387 points. Well, if you missed it, we thought, you know what, let's put you in the mix.
Westbrook looking for James. He's got it. Coming to the end of the third quarter. LeBron James, a shot at history. And there it is! LeBron stands alone! The NBA's all-time scoring record now belongs to LeBron James. An embrace from his mother, Gloria. His daughter's Yuri coming in. The boys, Bryce and Bronny.
The legend of LeBron continues.
The legend who has held the all-time scoring record since 1984. The captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
A record that has stood for nearly 40 years, which Kareem, many people thought would never be broken. LeBron, you are the NBA's all-time scoring leader. Congratulations.
I just want to say thank you to the Laker faithful. You guys are one of a kind. To be able to be in the presence of such a legend and great as Kareem, it means so much to me. It's very humbling. Please give a standing ovation to the captain, please. to my beautiful wife, my daughter, my 2 boys, my friends, my boys, my family, my mother, everybody that's ever been a part of this run with me the last 20 years, 20 plus years. I just want to say I thank you so much, because I wouldn't be me without y'all. All y'all help, all y'all passion, all y'all sacrifices helped me get to this point. And to the NBA, to Adam Silver, to the late, great David Stern, I thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of something I've always dreamed about. And I would never, ever in a million years dreamt this even better than what it is tonight. So, and thank you guys.
Oh, what a moment in history. 1984, I think a lot of people were not born by then. I don't even know. Stembiso joining us in Durban, wanting to talk about this moment in history. Stay, good evening. Welcome to hashtag MSW.
Good evening, Ralph. How are you?
I'm very, very good. What do you make of this? LeBron James dominating world basketball.
I mean, this is a testament, Robert, of living a disciplined life. I think this is one thing that we struggle with, especially with our footballers, especially in South Africa, the issue of discipline. You know, last night I was watching, I think it's Jasmine and the guy, secretary or chairperson of the Players Union, they discussed this thing. One of the shows that you normally host on TV. The issue of discipline. I mean, LeBron for 20 years, he's been consistent. I mean, when you look even his life off the field, he's living a clean life, involved in communities, I mean, in business. I mean, the guy now we know he has shares in Liverpool, baseball team. So I think for football players, I just hope they were watching this morning or they will get a moment to see and just look at the profile, LeBron James. I mean, the guy straight from high school, by the way, he never went to college. So because the other thing that we normally use with our players is that they never went to school, you know. In terms of, but again, it speaks to the company they keep. I mean, who are they? Who do they spend their time with most? I mean, when you look at Abangani, LeBron, it's business people, even the friends that he grew up with. I mean, for those that have watched Ibaba Shopi Shoyake on Netflix,
yeah,
you'll see. I mean, the colleagues, the friends. So I think our soccer players really, really, guys, I understand the issue of education. I understand the blame that you normally put on the team that they don't plan financially for them. But also as individuals, they need to be accountable. These people are on Twitter every day, Instagram, posting. I mean, what do they do to invest in themselves? You know, I mean, the other thing, Robert, by the way, I'm always on YouTube. Most of the basketball players and soccer players, they've got podcasts. Like all of them, because they're maximizing the following that they have, they're monetizing this. I mean, what is our guys, especially in soccer, are doing?
Well, Stay, what I can tell you is those questions I want to pose to my guest here tonight, and it's a good time. Maybe he'll tell us what is he doing to monetize, what is he doing to utilize the social media platforms that he does have available to him. Stay, as always, thank you so much for the call, man. I appreciate it. Wandile Mtana on Twitter says longevity is James's crown, one that might prove impossible to remove from his head. The career scoring title is the most prestigious jewel on it. It's been his most durable achievement, his most undisputed footprint, and the statistic that has made him singular. If you agree, disagree, hey, you know what? It's as simple as 060-708-0484, 060-708-0484.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Gary L. Smith, African sports journalist, joins me. The South African football star, Percy Tau, who's preparing for one of the biggest games of his career, and that is against Real Madrid in the semi-finals of the FIFA Club World Cup.
I don't think it's arguable, is it, Rob, that Al Ahly is the biggest, most decorated African football club of all time.
No argument.
The reigning African champion Wydad Casablanca has been knocked out of the Club World Cup, and Al Ahly, who were second and slipped in because of this rule, are currently in here. And would you guess their luck? They are going to play Real Madrid. It's a divine twist of fate for Percy Tau.
Does that mean next year then Sundowns will be in that position?
How? Technically, yes.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Soccer nights tonight. It is your night, and not too many midfielders are as industrious and agile in our league as Thabang Monare. Well, he grabbed a lot of headlines over the off-season. For one, being shockingly released by Orlando Pirates, and number two, making a U-turn to the side within a month. In fact, I still have that press release where they were, hey, you know, when people part amicably. You never quite understand what that means, but today he's going to be telling us what exactly happened. 1 minute is in, the next minute is out and in again. And listen, not too many have got the drip that this man has. And if you don't believe me, head over to his Instagram page, see what I'm talking about. But for now, though, let's talk football. Let's talk that educated foot, the ultra engine, the hunger to succeed. They call him Dash, eh? And Dash is here. Welcome to Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you for having me, and greetings to the listeners.
Who's Dash?
Dash is a humble boy from a township in Mpumalanga called Embalentle.
Yes.
Yeah, that's basically where I'm from, and I actually grew up in an environment where, like, you know, I just started playing football because next to my house where I grew up, there was a team called Paradise FC, which went on to be called Remember FC. So I wouldn't really tell you when I started football. Like, I was just born into it.
Here's a silly question. How much do you remember of Remember FC?
Well, I remember as a kid, so I would go by the end of the fence by my house.
Yeah.
The fence that divides, they used to call it the clubhouse. So I used to go there and sing with them and then start walking to the field with them. The field was not far, so I'd just walk with them and sing. And it was really, you know, inspiring. And I had like role models within the team, people that I looked up to, people that I wanted to you know, to idolize and look up to. So I really think it worked out very well because we had good role models. We had people that went on to, you know, play professional, which it was something that when you're growing up, you see on TV and you don't believe that you could be part of it, you know. And once people next to you start doing it, and, you know, the belief starts growing, and, you know, you see yourself there and you start working towards that dream.
I know it sounded silly, me asking you about how much you remember of Remember FC. But how much do you remember? Again, this sounds crazy simply because those teams in the mainstream don't exist anymore. And yet you were such a major part of those two teams. Bidvest Wits, Jomo Cosmos.
And FCAK.
And FCAK,
yeah.
Absolutely. Now, it's the weirdest thing though, but I thought about this last night and I'm saying a lot of your history, Thabang, lies in those teams that don't exist anymore. But that's been the nature of SA football. What do you make of their demise?
Look, it's you know, it's something that, I mean, you wouldn't, you know, anticipate or think it would happen in football. You know, where you would want to go back to a team where, you know, you've done a lot for, you know, especially after football, you know, to be a mentor of some sort, you know, to talk to the kids that are there and, you know, explain how it was done. And it would always be nice to go in those offices and see posters, you know. But now we are in this world where, you know, everything just vanishes. But I think it's the nature of our game where we are. You know, we just have to, I guess, live with that. But to be honest with you, it's not a good thing, you know, for football. You know, I would like to take my kids to a place where I would see it as my museum, you know, when they grow up, to say, look, I played for this team and this is me, this is what I did, you know. But
like an honors board of some sort.
Yeah, you know. But I think it's just the nature of what it is now, and you just work with what we have and you try and see the positive moving forward.
But that's sad though, because I know that a lot of your absolute top records were held in those clubs. I know that a lot of the football that you played in terms of clocking over 2,000 minutes per season were with those clubs. And yes, the time might have reduced over a certain period of time. But the bottom line is that it would be sad one day If a team born in 1937 like Orlando Pirates doesn't exist, then where do you draw your history from? Try and imagine that. But that's what's happened to these clubs, and Bidvest Wits was 99 years old.
Exactly. It was sad. I think also with the timing of how it happened. You've done a milestone. You're getting to 100, and it's just there was really no words, to explain on how and it was done and why. Because
you were in the heart of that. Were you compromised at all in terms of your contract? Did they give you enough time to look left, look right, and say, hey, let me look for my next stop here?
Well, it happened too quick, because it was also lockdown, if you remember.
Correct.
It was COVID, and that made it very worse because, you worried about your health. The next thing you have to, worry about getting, a new team. It was very complicated, It was very complicated, but, I'm grateful that Orlando Pirates came through and, we sat down and we agreed on terms, and I represented the club, which I do now, and, I'm very happy with the club. I'm in a good space, and, I'm really willing to, give them, everything that I have on the field, just leave it there.
Yeah. You almost sounded emotional there. I don't want to make you cry on the show. We're celebrating you in a big way, and it's great. You're a first professional football player to step into these studios. So again, whatever history you've created history with us here on the show. So after the break, we do continue. Thabang Monare is my guest here tonight. Any questions, feel free on your WhatsApp voice note. We'll take them. Don't go anywhere.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live.
In 3, 2, 1.
On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
What? So Wednesday night tonight. It is Soccer Night live at 947. Live streaming, audio streaming, Vuma FM, Rise FM, Sowetan Live. So you got no excuse not to be part and parcel of this movement. Thabang Monare is my guest. And trust me, when you are live streaming, feel free to comment. The comments page is there. You'll get your notification so that you don't miss out on any show. Because again, tomorrow, it's a bumper show, bumper guest. Friday, the same thing. We'll keep updating you, telling you what is going to be going on the show as well. Lots of your voice notes, eh?
Marawa ngizithanda ukubonisa i-Sundowns ishayile mara noma ingashaye kahle labo ref badzinga ukubuka Marawa iwinile sayibongisa phinde sithi dudu emndenini waka Moeti na Khabo Ashuni sabalale ngenceba ngohlala ngehlanga sibuye sibongise nebantu baseMpumalanga support itolo embombela Robert hayi bekucwele kuphuphuma sithembe ukuthi naye buyi-Pirates nayo sogcwalisa njengoba sigcwalisa itolo Vusimatrons Sport.
Good evening, Rob. It's Tebogo here, and good evening to Thabang Monare. Rob, I'm still very hurt as a Chiefs supporter because I believe Thabang Monare would have been one of the players that we would have got when Kevin Hunt was coaching at Chiefs, but due to the transfer ban imposed on the team, that move couldn't materialize. I'm not sure if that is true, but on Thabang Monare, I just want to find out from him what it would have contributed to a resurgence on his career. Looking at the numbers that he has clocked this season, I think he has played 11 games, I think scored 1 goal so far for Orlando Pirates. I just want to find out what is it that he's doing differently this year compared to last season that has made us see a turnaround on his playing and seeing him getting more minutes on the game. Thank you so much, Rob, and all the best, Thabang Monare.
Tebogo, thank you so much. Looking forward to hearing the comments about this here because it's a simple question, but it's a loaded question. What is it that he's doing differently? What did you say your approach has been this year? Because my oh my.
Well, look, I think if you remember, we have a different coach now, and I think with the rule that I've been given, and with understanding it properly, and also with I think how we we're being attended to in terms of like how we eat, how we train, how we recover, which really plays like a very important part, in our careers, especially as athletes, recovery and how we eat, and how we rest, it's very important. And also never lose the hunger, which this is what I think played a huge role in my career, whereby like I don't think I've ever lost hunger, till this day. I really love to win and I love to compete, so I think that drive within me is still there, and as long as I'm still in football, I don't think it will ever leave or it will ever die.
Take me back to this moment here, because when I saw the statement, it read, and I quote, "The club can also confirm that contractual discussions with Monare have collapsed and the two parties could not agree on terms." So there you were, I think right about July.
Yeah.
You were on your way out. What do they mean though? Because in comes a new coach, Jose Rivero, who comes in and says, no, don't let him go. Don't let him go. Outside of the press statement that has gone out, I want this player to stay at Orlando Pirates. Was it just a breakdown of contractual negotiation? What would you attribute it to?
Well, I think it was a breakdown of contractual negotiations, whereby it was not a matter of the club said to me, no, we don't need you or anything like that. It's just a matter of having differences, in the process of negotiating. And I don't know, honestly, who got hold of that story when it was in that process and it was released. And my mom even went on to say, "But Thabang, why did you tell me that you're no more part of Pirates?" And I was like, what?
Also, it hadn't been made public. Somebody leaked it.
I think so, because there was no, we still having differences,
Right.
in agreeing on terms, and I don't know who got hold of the story, and it just came out that, and when I called the club said no one said anything like that.
Yeah.
Because if you remember at the time, there were people that were already leaving the club, which at this time I remember Linda Mtambo.
Yes.
And the club have already put it on their social media that thank you, Linda, for your services and that, but I was not there. You understand? So it didn't really make sense, but I went on to call the club, to actually try and understand what's going on.
Right.
And the club said, no, we have no idea also what's going on. It's just a matter of, we don't know who got hold of what was going on, but you understand where you stand with the club, and we'll get back to you. And, we're still willing to have you in the club.
But then at what stage was it the intervention, though, of Jose Rivero that saved the situation? Let's say Jose was not going to be coming into the picture and it was going to be another coach who would have just gone with, okay, if there's a breakdown between club and player, so be it. What kind of role do you think Jose played in making sure he saves this relationship?
Well, I don't really, didn't get to, understand the story of the coach's side, you understand. But when we had agreed with the club, the team was already training, and when I got back, I was ready to introduce myself to the coach, but it seemed like he knew me. I felt like when I greeted him, I felt like he knew me, and he asked me like, how do I feel being with the club again? And I was like, yeah, coach, I've always been happy to be with the club, and looking forward to working with you. And fortunately I got to understand what he requires out of me, and it's just a matter of taking it one game at a time now, and putting everything into past, and work for the club.
Sure. But happiness though, right now,
Yeah.
just in terms of you, the club, the future. I know you what, in the final straight of your contract, was it ends in June?
Yep.
Any conversations right now, renewal of contract, extension by another season, or has that not really come onto the table?
Well, I have spoken, to the club, and they show good faith, and it's just a matter of making time and sitting down and discussing my future with the club. But I just want to make it clear that, really love the club, really want to be part of the club, and I've been happy being part of, this club that, when I first came, they showed that they really believe in me. And my debut for the club, was the derby. So, it really showed that how much belief that the club has in me as an individual, and I just want to put it out there that I'd be really happy to still be part of the club and really, willing to still work for the club.
All right, so all of you that write about gossip, you've heard it from his mouth. He says he loves the club. He would love to continue post-June. How much more commitment would you want from a player? So if you read anything otherwise, know that it is a fairy tale. It was not from him. Maybe there's a fictitious character out there who parades himself as Thabang Monare. The strange thing is that would have posted that you're coming onto your show, on this show, and Kevin Hunt. Kevin Hunt sent me a text. He was like, hey, you know what? He says, good luck to him tonight. And he sends a laughing emoji. And I'm saying, why? Because I wanted to know a bit more, because I know you guys have had that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
He says, lots of fights and lots of makeups.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that how you would describe it as well?
Yeah, definitely. Tough love, that's what I got from him. And to be honest with you, he showed me that, I can be beyond what I think I was at the time, and he pushed me like way beyond what my limits were at the time. It's you see, you would have like coaches that would come and say, look, you played well last week, you had a good game, and but I was at Wits for 4 seasons, I think, under Gavin. He never told me once. He would always come to me with the smallest mistakes that I did on the field.
Never praised you?
Never.
So you were angry that how is this coach not even praising me once, but finds every fault there is?
Yeah, at the time when I didn't understand. So I was not just playing from training. I was training every week to try and show him what I'm capable of doing. And by that, I ended up becoming, a more better player than I was.
Sure.
And as time went, I got to realize, I'm like, this guy is playing with my psychology. Like, this is actually what he wants. Sometimes we'd have arguments on the field and, but it's never been personal. It's always been professional.
Yeah.
It's always been professional. He always wants his players to never stop, never lose their hunger.
Yeah.
You understand? Never feel like you are there yet.
So he was pushing you to the next level, to the next Thabang. Okay, while you at that, I knew this question was going to come through. Remember, you can give us a call, 011-8838-947, 011-8838-947. Umpikeleli in Pretoria is saying, hey, what happened when they played against Sundowns? What do you want to know, Umpikeleli? Good evening.
Yeah, thanks, Ross. Yeah, I want to find out from Thabang because you know what, we as supporters, sometimes we have been demoralized, particularly when they play Sundowns. Because it's like they already psychologically defeated before they even start playing. The last game, for instance, they were in control of the game, and Sundowns was just relaxed. They were not doing it. People who were sitting was Orlando Pirates. But then Sundowns decided just to walk towards the goal and score the goal, and from there they decided to sit again. And Pirates was running all over the field. Now, I want to find out from Thabang, do they think they're playing quality football? Quality football in the sense that at the end of the day, we must be happy.
Okay, nice one. Thank you so much, Mpikeleli. Let's leave it right there. Let's not dumb down on the main fact. Do you believe that you're playing quality football?
Well, I believe we're a club that has, a new top coach.
Yeah.
And I believe we're a club that is growing a game at a time. I believe that we are a club that needs support and our supporters to back us up.
Let me break you in there. And I apologize for that. Because I remember you saying that this is a club that is trying to find a new identity. Those were your words.
Yep.
Tell me if I'm quoting out of context.
Yep, that's true.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, look, we are a team that, now we're taking a different direction in terms of playing. If you look at most of our games, we're trying to build from the back, and we're trying to be more comfortable, on the ball, And as you understand, if you've been in the game for long, that success is patience. Success is patience. Success is support from people behind you. So it's just a matter of being supported, and people believing in us. Because I think sometimes we focus more on the result and we get to forget to look at the growth within the squad or the club. So I think sometimes being results driven, we get to offer them somewhere when we actually going somewhere. You understand? Because we focusing more on the results and we get to forget about the progress, which honestly I feel like there's progress within the squad. There's growth, and in what the coach wants us to do.
So you're just calling on patience. You're just saying to the guys, be patient. We as football players, we can see the difference. So you're just saying, Mapagania, umoya pants. Let me take a question from YouTube. Remember, there's multiple and multi platforms that you can send us your messages, that you can be watching, that you can be listening to. He says, why was he shouting? This is from Tabiso. Why was he shouting at Ben in the recent video at training? Were you shouting at Ben? It was on Twitter, somebody saying that you and Ben get along so well. So, I don't know if you're giving Ben a Gavin Hunt type of love.
No, look, I think someone misinterpreted that, because I was trying to explain to Ben what had happened on the field.
Sure.
Because we were playing 11v11. So I was trying to explain to him what happened. It had nothing to do actually with Ben. I was not even shouting. Maybe my expressions and how I was talking to him.
You're talking in football manner.
Yeah. But no, I'm a problem in his life anyways. But
well, I hope it's a good problem.
Yeah, it is. It is a very good friend.
If it shows in results, hey, why not?
Good evening, Rob. It's Thabang here, and good evening to Thabang Monare. Rob. Good evening, Rob. It's Thabang here, and good evening to Thabang Monare. Rob. I'm still very happy as a Chiefs supporter because I believe
when there's a team which is on top of the log and is leading the whole 15 teams and it has beaten all the teams, what are they saying as footballers? And if you compare them, it's like they are losing this game before they even play a game against Sundowns. I mean, it's really worrying. I was checking the Chiefs matches, taking the Pirates, even the Richards Bay game. I mean, it's like them as players, they lose the game against Sundowns before they even play. This is really not nice. We are, to be honest, we are no longer enjoying football as fans with what we are seeing. Not that whatever that Sundowns is doing, they are not doing it well, but we think them as players, they are not playing to their full potential, Rob. And it's really worrying. I think, to be honest, they should be ashamed that there's a team which is leading the whole team with 25 points. And they've beaten all half the teams.
Yeah. Sure. I'm going to get him to answer that after the break, because if I let him fire now, it's not going to be a healthy situation. So let allow him to absorb that. Ulwa Zimbata says, good evening, a great individual that you've got there. Huge respect for him.
Thank you.
And why not? He says, please ask Dash about something. That's something I'm going to ask him straight after the break. So don't go anywhere. With an exclusive conversation today. Hashtag MSW Thabang Monare.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Gary L. Smith, African sports journalist, joins me.
Our Ali will tell you that it is only clubs like us who can give you this kind of exposure. And that's why they are, as quote unquote, in a positive way, an arrogant club, because they are not big, they are huge. Our Ali is comparable. The kind of respect our Ali command globally is incredible. I mean, sometimes we're in Africa and we think, oh yeah, our Ali there, but the sort of organization behind them, the kind of support base they have in the Arab world, in the Middle East, it's incredible. Look, at the Club World Cup here, it's like our Ali have been at home in every single game. The Moroccan supporters have been coming in their thousands to support our Ali.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Oh man, I think this is a very popular player. Look at the WhatsApp voice notes coming through. Don't miss out. Thabang Monare.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa, and good evening to Thabang Monare, ukhuluma nasibongeleni wakamkhwani kamgaya Matafeni, majority shareholder MSW. Mr. Marawa, what a player you got there, Thabang Monare. Mr. Marawa, what I want to ask Thabang is that what happened to his proposed move to Kaizer Chiefs, because it was looking like he was very close to joining Kaizer Chiefs, and then but in the end he ended up signing for Orlando Pirates. What was the stumbling block to that move? Because even him, it seems as if he was interested in joining them. Was it the delay that happens because of a transfer ban against the Kaizer Chiefs, or Pirates were offering a better offer than Chiefs?
Yeah, I'll remember that one about Kaizer Chiefs, the move. When you mentioned that, Thabang was scratching his hair.
Hey Robert, it's Abdurrahim from Kenya, all the way from Kenya. I am very excited to listen to the show, especially to your guest tonight, Thabang Monare, if I'm not wrong. I just want to pass the message to him that I've been really, really, really impressed as a Buccaneer with his form over the last 1 year. Many people might say it's only been this year, but even last year in the Confederation, he was essential in so many games. So I just want to tell him as a fan, I am quite excited, and may his good form continue. Thank you.
Yeah, it's our first caller coming through from Kenya. You heard the man. In fact, a lot of people are watching and commenting on YouTube right now, which is fantastic. So wherever you are around the country, the continent, and the world, feel free just to simply tune in. We are on YouTube. We are live streaming. Thabang Monare is my guest, fielding whatever calls and questions and comments and praises. Maybe let's first take the Kenya call as well. He's very impressed though.
Yeah, I like to, I'm really humbled by, the man's words. They really, mean a lot. And I really think he's a true Buccaneer. He's been following the game. If, he really, knows that I've actually, been striving for the team. Yeah. I've actually been, giving everything for the club. I'm really, really humbled, and really want to, thank him, and I really like to say I receive in him saying that I wish that my form continues.
Yes, we receive too on your behalf. Spongeleni's question was, you were Koratu, or was it 5-2, going to Kaizer Chiefs?
It's crazy because also going back to that, even with my mom, she said the same thing, that why am I not telling her these things? And I'm like, I don't know. I've never got any call from any club afterwards before. It just happened that right after the Bidvest situation, I spoke to Pirates and solidified everything.
So this comes from these Mkosi things.
Yeah. I was very shocked when I saw these things, that I'm going to a certain club and the certain club wants me. Yeah. And I was like, I've never gotten any call from anyone.
Okay. For as long as I've known Thabang, he's not one to dribble us. I always say to him, leave your dribbling skills on the field, don't dribble us on air. So believe him.
Bro Rob, my shareholders, Thabang Monare and Bingelela. I heard he said this from Mpumalanga. If you were to be given a chance to talk to a child or to a boy, Mpumalanga njengamanje, and explain the journey that he walked, going from PJ Stars, Jomo Cosmos, Vets, and up until to Orlando Pirates. What can you say to those young boys? Because there are those boys from La Abuya Kona in Mpumalanga who are looking up to him, and at some point they want to be where he is today. What can he say to them to encourage them? Cool, Robert and Petros from Glasgow.
Petros, thank you so much indeed. Nice, short, sharp, and to the point. What would your encouraging words be if you had to address people from back home?
Hard work, believing, and patience.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, most of the time with the social media now, being a big thing and playing a huge factor, it's that we focus on something that's on our way than focusing on actually where we are. You know, I think that also plays a huge role in life, you know, at this point, because I think sometimes we forget where we are and focus on where we want to be. Yes, we want to be somewhere, but we have to take care of where we are. So I think what I've seen lately is maybe youngsters wanting to live like a Thabang, whereby they are not where Thabang is, you know, which when you want to live like a Thabang and maybe you are somewhere below, it looks arrogant, does not look okay, you know. So you have to look at how you get there first, rather than how do I live like a Thabang, you know, because I think most now we look at the perks that come with being where a professional player is, rather than the journey itself.
But also the personal achievements on the field. I think that will leave history. I mean, today here we were celebrating LeBron James, making history. No one's talking about the mansion that he has.
Exactly.
Or the cars that he has. He's got fleets, he's got mansions, he's got businesses, he's opened schools, colleges, you name it. But it's because of the earning power. One of the things we still need to overcome in this country is that of secrecy, because we don't even know. We'll just know one day when SARS comes knocking and say, hey, Thabang, you owe us 20 million rand. You say, but we didn't even know what Thabang was earning. But we know what every other footballer in the world is earning. So that becomes then a problem. I believe, and I think a lot of other people who are honest football fans believe, against Marumo Gallants, against Sundowns, man of the match would go to Thabang Monare. That is my honest opinion.
Yeah, well, look, you know, thank you, Rob. You know, but you know, I think I've been in the game for a while now. That I understand that everything that should matter more than anything, it's the success of the club.
Yeah.
You know, in any, you know, individual accolades, it's good to have, but you know, as long as the team is successful, as long as the team is getting 3 points, as long as the team, you know, is striving into the right direction, I think that's all that matters. You know, because when you look at these things and you're trying to dwell on them, it becomes a problem. So I'm just all about, you know, being successful as a club rather than an individual. So, you know, whoever gets the man of the match accolade, good. I just want my 3 points.
3 points matter most than man of the match. Well, you can tell he's a seasoned professional. He knows exactly how to answer these questions. Let me dip into this because it'll be so wrong of me not to. There's a lot of noise around Bafana Bafana coach Hugo Broos. He brought you into the team, 32 years old, and everyone's what? But Hugo Broos, like Jose Rivera, were big fans of the work that they had seen. They don't know you personally. These are people that are just saying, from what we see, we want him here. Were you surprised, though, by the call-up?
Well, the honest truth is that, you know, which I don't know if Coach Bruce had said it at the time, where I read an article that said that Mr. Bruce said that he's not looking for players, you know, that are above a certain age, which, you know, I fall under that category. But it was really, you know, surprising, you know, and, you know, it was a bit of mixed emotions, you know, but at the end of the day, I put everything aside and, you know, I just have to stand up and go and represent my country, you know, even if I'm 103, whatever people say, and when I'm called up to represent my country, you know, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to give it everything that I have.
Yeah. Okay. Bafana appearances for you, how many caps?
I think I have 5.
5 caps.
Yeah.
So that is where I agree with Gavin Hunt, that your achievements nationally are what we call underachievements, not because of you, but maybe because people haven't seen you earlier enough, maybe because you were playing for clubs that were seen not to be as fanciful to be looked at, and that is why you were missed off the radar. I take a guy, you know Harry Kane.
Yes.
So he's 29 years old. You're pretty close. I mean, you're 32, 33 this year.
Yeah.
So Harry Kane at the age of 29 has got 80 caps for England, has scored 53 goals for England, has played for the national team for England, under 17, under 19, under 20, under 21. So that is how it goes.
Yeah.
And that is why today he wears the captain's armband. He's very, very proud. So here's Thabang, who had 32, 33. And it takes a Hugo Broos to say, I have belief in this guy. Then it means we have something wrong in our system. Not to be able to pick up on this talent and be able to utilize it on the national team platform. And that was the one thing when I said, and again last night I thought a lot about these things, and I said there's a lot that's missing in our football in this country. And that's just one example. Can you imagine if you had been picked up as early as the Harry Kane was picked up, where you would be right now?
I remember in I think it was a press conference when I just got to Wits, and I was sitting with Gavin, and he told the media, he said, like, it was really, proud moments for me, you know, where he said, look, if I got this boy at 17, I mean, I don't think it'd still be here, so, it's just a matter of, I don't know, you just believe in what's coming in the future, and maybe you just believe that, well, maybe you are at the place where you're supposed to be, but, I always believe that life could have always been better, it could always be better, maybe if a certain small thing had happened in the past, it could have been better, it's just like in how I approach my sessions and my matches, is that I could have been better if I did this. I strongly believe in that way. You look at the present, and obviously look at the past and say, look, if I changed maybe my attitude or the approach of this match, I would have had a better game.
That is very powerful. Lots of comments coming through on YouTube. Tapelo says, what are his future plans after Pirates? Are your future plans after Pirates? Maybe let me put it differently. What are your future plans when you retire?
Yeah, well, I have things that I'm already working on.
Hey, don't tell us about things. What are they?
I choose. I don't want to talk about them yet.
Are they business related?
Yeah. It's business related.
Yeah, was I know
it's business related.
You like Teko Modisa. You guys are here. You've got this. You're very savvy, streetwise. Bra Kenneth at Amatak says that good evening. We would always appreciate his contribution to Amatax.
Okay.
So we are very, very proud of his achievements as well. Now, this might not be the chairman of Orlando Pirates, but here's somebody who is looking into your contract.
Hello, Rob. Hey, this is Hakili Robert. Umlazi Nteben. Robert, uhlele ntwana yami lapha. Monare mfethu ovungidlalela kamnandi mfethu. Ungidovela kamnandi mfethu ibhola ngithi nje wena ngicela usuqhubeke mfethu. I-contract yakho ngiyayivuselela this season. Ngiyayivuselela. I won't let you leave the Pirates mfethu, please.
Oh, basically saying he's extending your contract. I mean, that's love coming through all the way from KZN.
Yeah, it's humbling words. Really, yeah.
Because things have got a balance. I mean, you spent 4 seasons at Cosmos. You spent 4 seasons at Bidvest Wits. You need to spend 4 seasons at least at Orlando Pirates, so you're 1 season short. We'll be 4-4-4.
Just like the handle.
Just like the handle. You know the story.
Good afternoon, Mr. Marawa, and good afternoon to your guest and all the shareholders of MSW. I'm a diehard Orlando Pirates fan, and I have a feeling that Orlando Pirates is having a bunch of good players. So according to Thabang Monare, who is the player that he feels he can play better with him in the sport of field? This is Subusiso Mlalane in Middelburg.
Sbusiso, thank you so much. We've only got 20 seconds left of the show. One name.
Look, I'm going to go back to...
Upra look doesn't exist. Just give me a name. We're running out of time.
No, look, there's no name. It's just a matter of, games have different approaches. Okay. Sometimes the coach feels like, look, I want to be defensive on this one, or I want to attack on this one.
Aye,
So
why are you
like,
sounding like
I'm,
Steve Kompela?
I'm comfortable in playing with everyone. Like we have good midfielders. Be honest, Rob. Be honest.
Nah, of course, man.
We have
I know.
we have good
I know.
midfielders.
I'm just winding you up. I know people have been saying, hey, Saleh, you, whatever. But you know what? You're an absolute gentleman and a professional. I've always known you to be such. You've given us a wonderful hour on the show. Thank you so much. Wish you the best, as well as an extension to your contract.
Thank you.
Want to see you in those colors next season. Thabang Monare, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Love it. Even Nons is giving a standing ovation. What is going on? See you again tomorrow.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live.
In 3, 2, 1.
On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
#MSW.